Aside from logging in with your card and swiping your card and that allowing you to log into the machine, you do also have a secondary option to log in. You'll notice on the screen up in the right hand corner there's a little keypad. If you click that keypad, this will allow you to type in your credentials or a PIN if you do have some sort of an alternate login. And once you type in those credentials, following the prompts that it gives you after you've typed those in, that'll then bring you into your app screen or your print queue. Now we're going to go through your workflow scanning. Once you've selected workflow scanning, you'll see an option for your folder destination. You will just choose from the list that will show up for you on where you're going to set that scan to go to. So right now we'll choose the default, and you'll notice that once I've selected that, it puts that default option into my recipient area. You can change that where you're sending your scan to. If for some reason you needed to select a different location, you would just click the change workflow, which will give you all of your options again. In the top purple area, you'll notice that you have some scan settings you can change. The first is your file name by clicking on that little paperclip. This will give you the option to rename your file right from here. Make sure that after you've renamed your file, you do click OK to save that change. After you've gone through the naming your file, you then also have a little PDF button. If you click that, this allows you to change your file format from PDF to any one of these file types. If you click more, this will give you the option to make this a searchable PDF or do one file per page. In the list, you'll find that the top 4 or 5 settings are usually your mainly used settings, and you'll notice that the first one is your color option. You'll see this is defaulted to color depending on your work atmosphere or your workstation, what it's set to. You'll be able to see if it's going to be defaulted to color or black and white. Your next is your double-sided options, and you'll see this gives you your different combinations. You'll also notice below that is your original type button, which will give you the option to choose if you're scanning a photo, just text, or a map or a newspaper or anything that's a little bit different from just your plain scanning. Then you'll kind of come to a next section, which is lighting and darkening, which allows you to just kind of slide this little toggle over if you need to darken it or lighten it. You also have the ability to update your workflow destinations in case somebody has adjusted those and you need to pull the new file destination. You can also make this a landscape scan, or you can keep it portrait. And then you can also tell this if you have an odd size scan on the glass. What you'll do is you'll go into your preset scan area, you'll choose the different size paper that you want to force that scan to, and once you've selected your size, you'll then click OK. As you kind of scroll down in this list, you'll notice that you do have a build jobs feature, which allows you to scan some things from the glass, some things from the feeder, and then builds that all into one file when you scan that over to your computer. And then below that you have your remove blank pages, which you just click to turn that on. And what this does is if you're scanning single-sided and double-sided documents, this will remove the blank page that is on the single-sided document on the back. You also have a few image adjustments in here you can make, including a resolution adjustment. Now it does default to 200, but you can go all the way up to 600 dpi if you need to. Just be aware that if you do increase that resolution, this is going to make your file size a little bit bigger, and it could take a little bit longer to send over to your computer. You also have a background suppression option. This is if you're scanning from colored paper, so this will remove that background shadow for you. Below that, you can also add a quality and file size option here, which just allows you to compress the file down a little bit if it might be a little too big when you're scanning it. So they give you a few settings in this list. And then of course at the bottom is your reset button, which just clears any settings you've changed and sends you back to the top of the page with your file destinations.